Today, Jaguar sits under the sprawling umbrella of Tata Motors, cranking out comfortable but mostly characterless SUVs with names like E-Pace and F-Pace, which sounds more like apps than automobiles. And to be honest, the new management have all but ruined the brand in my opinion. But there was a time, long before touchscreen dashboards and pedestrian-friendly crumple zones, when Jaguar was crafting metal missiles with bonnets the size of aircraft carriers and engines that could out-sing an opera singer. And the engine that started it all, the XK-6, is a piece of engineering that didn't just power cars, it powered legends. But to tell the story of this engine, we must first jump back to the smoke-choked days of 1922. William Lyons and William Walmsley, a pair of motorcycle enthusiasts with more ambition than budget, set up the Swallow Sidecar Company in Blackpool. What began as a way to bolt fancy shells onto motorcycles eventually grew into something far more ambitious. They started making stylish coachwork for cars like the Austin 7, and in 1935 they unveiled their own creation, the SS Jaguar. Yes, that name would become problematic soon, but for now it was okay. By the time World War II broke out, the company had become SS Cars Limited, and after the war, with the whole Hitler and SS association being, shall we say, awkward, the name was wisely changed to Jaguar Cars in 1945. But while the Luftwaffe was trying to turn Coventry into a smoking crater, Jaguar's engineers, led by the engineering genius Bill Hines, were up on the roof on the factory doing fire-watching duties and sketching what would become one of the greatest engines of all time. This was proper British make-do and mend ingenuity. You had Hines, Walter Hassan and Claude Bailey discussing camshafts and combustion chambers while bombs were falling a few streets away. They weren't just dreaming of post-war cars, they were designing the very heart of them. By the end of the war, the engineers had cobbled together two prototype engines in absolute secrecy. One was a 4-cylinder designed for smaller, more economical cars. The other, a 6-cylinder brute with dual overhead camshafts and hemispherical combustion chambers. Not the sort of thing you'd usually find in the back of a bomb shelter. It had a cast iron block topped with an aluminium head and looked like something from a racing paddock, not a showroom. On the 15th of September 1947, the XK 6-cylinder roared into life for the first time. Its first full iteration displays 3.2 liters and made 142 horsepower. But that wasn't enough, so they stroked it out to 3.4 liters and got it up to 160 horsepower. A genuinely impressive number for the time, especially from a silky inline 6. Now they had the engine. All they needed was a car. That car arrived at the 1948 London Motor Show. Jaguar rolled out the XK120, a sleek, jaw-droppingly beautiful 2-seat roadster built around the XK engine. It was supposed to be a one-off show car, but instead it became a sensation. The public drooled over its curves, and beneath that curvaceous bonnet sat the 3.4-liter XK engine. The name 120 wasn't marketing fluff either. That was the car's top speed, 120 miles per hour in 1948, and that made this car the fastest production car in the world at that time. But that XK engine, it was just getting warmed up. The XK 6-cylinder would go on to power the XK140 and the XK150, but it didn't just live under the bonnets of pretty sports cars. It also found its way into Jaguar sedans, or saloons, as the British insist on calling them. And it wasn't long before it was making its mark on the racetrack too. By the early 1950s, Jaguar was using the XK engine to dominate Le Mans. First came the C-Type, with its lightweight frame and XK power. It won Le Mans in 1951 and 1953. Then came the D-Type, which looked like something Batman would drive and sounded like thunder. With the XK engine howling beneath its bonnet, it won in 1955, 56 and 57. That's 5 wins at the world's most grueling endurance race, all courtesy of this inline 6 that was first doodled up during a bombing raid. Meanwhile, back in the real world, Jaguar tried to make a 4-cylinder version of the XK engine for smaller cars. Now that engine didn't work. It was about as smooth as a cheese grater dipped in gravel. So Jaguar did the sensible thing. It lopped off that idea and made a smaller capacity 6-cylinder instead. The result was the 2.4-litre unit that powered the Mark I Sedan, a car so quintessentially British that it may as well have come with a mustache and a monocle. In 1958, Jaguar took things even further. They bored out the XK to 3.8 litres, slapped it into the XK150 and the enormous Mark IV saloon, and watched their horsepower climb into the mid-200s. The engine was still silky, still reliable, and now it had proper muscle. It was even offered in a range of different specifications, from mild to absolutely unhinged, with color-coded cylinder heads so you knew which flavor of madness you ordered. Then in 1961 came the E-Type, a car so beautiful Enzo Ferrari himself allegedly called it the most beautiful car ever made, and at the heart of it, the XK engine, first in the 3.8-litre form, then later in a 4.2-litre version. Power remained the same at 265 horsepower, but the larger 4.2-litre delivered it lower in the rev range, making it feel more urgent and more torquey. It was the sort of power delivery that made you want to take the long way home. This engine, which had been conceived in the 1940s, was still competitive 2 decades later. In 1964, Jaguar officially introduced the 4.2-litre version with a redesigned block. It was smoother, torquier, and somehow still relevant in a world where American muscle cars were throwing V8s at everything that moved. By the late 1960s, the smaller displacement versions were being phased out. Jaguar focused on the 4.2-litre, and in 1975, they even tried to revive the 3.4 XK with a revised head. But by now, the world was changing. Emission rules, oil crises, and increasing competition meant that Jaguar needed to innovate. The XK engine, though brilliant, was starting to show its age. Even so, it soldiered on. It remained in production until 1987 in the Jaguar XJ6 and lingered even longer in the Daimler DS420 limousine, which used the XK engine until 1992. That's 43 years. I mean, that's even longer than most countries managed to keep their governments together. It's longer than Concorde was in service, and it's longer than almost any other engine in history. It was a marvel, a mechanical masterpiece, a glorious slab of British engineering that ran smoothly, made the right noises, and could be tuned to do almost anything, from wafting around aristocrats to destroying Ferraris at Le Mans. The XK engine wasn't perfect, of course. It weighed about as much as a small cow, and it leaked a ton of oil. But it was reliable, endlessly tunable, and possessed that rare quality, character. It was alive. It made cars feel like machines, not appliances, and it carried Jaguar through its golden age. It powered the C-Type, the D-Type, and the E-Type. It won Le Mans 5 times. It purred under the bonnets of everything from stylish coupes to stately saloons. This was Jaguar's heartbeat for nearly half a century. And though Jaguar has moved on to V12s to supercharged V8 and now even electric motors, nothing they've done since has captured the same magic. The XK engine is what Jaguar was. Elegant, fast, and just a little bit dangerous. Just a pity these days the brand is but a shadow of its former self. But at the end of this video, please let me know what you guys think of the XK engine and the brilliant cars it powered. Also, let me know what you guys think of the brand today. Like I said, I'm not a fan. I like all the Jags. I even like the V8 models. But today they really screwed things up properly, didn't they? But yeah, let me know what you guys think down below, and if you guys enjoyed this video, please leave a like and subscribe to the channel, and if you guys did like this video, you'll most probably enjoy most of my other stuff. So just go through my channel, see if there's someone else like, I'll check you guys in the next one. Cheers,